Look at it if you want. Oh, there you
We're
go.
on, man. Yeah,
All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Rob. What's
dude.
good, homie?
I feel shitty, man. There's no our intro's not working. The
I know
website.
our intro's dope as shit too. Our
I know.
intro's the dopest intro in the podcast game, bowling
Yo,
podcast game. So
I kind of want to cancel the show now because we're not going to do our intro. Like, I kind of feel like that
no,
was
the
our
show
deal,
must go
man.
on. The show must go on, Rob. You
I
know the
know.
rules around here. Hey,
If I
we
would have
didn't
known,
match. We didn't match on purpose tonight either. Okay, we didn't call
I
each
know.
other and ask what color shirt you're wearing. So if you're gonna give us a hard time about that in the chat, then let us know. Yeah, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, Billy. It's all good. You know, we're not professionals around here. We say that all the time. We're just two guys that are bowling fans doing this on our own. Joey Bell Bottoms, what's good? Doyle Irons, what's good? Shout to everybody in the chat. Get involved. Yo, Rob, we got a banger. We got a banger for the people tonight.
Yeah. I'm excited to.
Stick around, people. Get comfortable. Get a drink. Go use the bathroom right now. We got a long one for you. We got an exciting show for you tonight. But go ahead, Rob. Sorry, I'm excited.
Yeah. I feel like it's crazy because the best thing that happened to me today, because my workday was so shitty, was that I got an angry emoji comment from Tim Buck on the USBC message board because somebody wrote if they were allowed to fill a solid slug through for weight holes if that was legal, and I just laughed about it to myself. So I responded, "Yeah, I heard fishing weights were good," and yeah, he didn't like that comment too much. So that's how exciting my day was, Mike. I'm not sure how you've been doing, but that's how sad my current pandemic life is.
You're gonna get banned from there, son.
I know I'm
You're
not gonna
gonna
be
get
able to
banned from there.
spam them with our Sweep the Rack podcast videos.
He don't mess around. He
No,
don't mess around. Like
no.
you step out of line over there, you're gone.
We got to
That's
get
it.
him on, man. I got to
I
beat
know.
this
I
guy.
want him on the show so bad. I do. I have so many questions for him.
Yeah.
All right, so Rob, we're gonna cut the small talk a little bit short this week because we just have a lot to get to, right? PBA bowling is coming back live this weekend. Okay, Rob's not excited about it. I am. All right, I am. I
Yeah.
said the
We'll
other
talk
day
more
on
about
Twitter,
that after.
Stu and Chris Barnes' preview shows have me ready to rip the antenna off my roof and beat my neighbors with it. Okay, that's how hype I am for the PBA league. All right,
God,
so
you're such a fanboy. You're such a fanboy, dude. I'm surprised you're not wearing a PBA shirt and like a fucking, a hat and yeah, you're such a fanboy. All right, we'll talk later about that.
you see that.
I know. Yeah.
So listen, we'll have to agree to disagree on that. We'll talk about it later. But Rob, somebody tweeted out today. I don't know who it was. Who was running our social media account that there were rumblings out of the Sweep the Rack headquarters. I think that was me that tweeted that out. You never know what's going to go down over here. So, Rob, late in the day today, there was some, what I would consider big news in the bowling world, right? Important news in the bowling world.
For sure.
Absolutely discussion worthy news in the bowling world. All right. Especially to us. Okay.
Sure.
To real fans of the game. And that news was that Josh Blanchard announced his retirement today. And it's funny. I saw his first tweet on Twitter. And I kind of got the drift that he was retiring, and then things started to flow out, and it was kind of confirmed. But yeah. So listen, we wanted to bring him on. Rob, we got him. Let's bring him on. Josh, good evening.
What's up, guys?
How's it going? Welcome to Sweep the Rack. I'm sorry. I am sorry, and I'm sure I speak for Rob too, that this is your first appearance on Sweep the Rack, and you're here to talk about retiring. Rob,
that's exactly what I was going to say, is that you guys been on for like a year, and I've never even got on until I decided to retire, and I finally get on.
Hey,
Rob, we messed up. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, we talked at the league for a few days, and it's just one of those things, man, where, I humbly apologize, Josh. It has, it has nothing to do with, God forbid Mike would ever reach out to anybody to get somebody on. So he's blaming it on me.
Yo, I don't have the West Coast connects like you do. All right. I'm an East Coast guy. Okay. I don't have the West Coast connects like you do. Everybody knows Rob's got the West Coast connects if you want to get down with that.
I got the connects. How about the West Coast, East Coast? I'm all over the country, son.
I'll say. You've moved around a lot. I've been home base, Philly, Jersey area for a long time. So, all right, listen. we don't want to take all night with Josh, right? So we want to get into it a little bit. Let's intro him the proper way. 3 titles. Been with Columbia, now Brunswick was with Columbia for a long time, bought by Brunswick, obviously. Former Rookie of the Year. Beat Belmo. This is what I remember. Beat Belmo in a 3-game match to win a title. One of the only people that can say that. So that's definitely a feather in the cap. And today he announced that he's retiring. So our first question, Josh, is why? What's up? Give the people an explanation.
It's about time. I just long discussions with my wife. My kids are getting older, and I don't want to look back in 5 or 10 years and say I wish I was home for some of those events. A lot of guys on tour I've talked to say I missed a lot of times with their kids, and they missed a lot of pivotal moments in their families' lives because they're on tour. So I don't want to regret that, and so it's my time to step away and I let the next younger generation take over the two-handed craze. So it's just time for me to step away.
Okay, Rob, you want to follow that, or you want me to follow that?
So it's I guess a little bit concerning that somebody who's how old are you, Josh? Were you like 30, 35, 34?
33, yeah.
33, Mike.
Yeah.
He's 33. You're in your prime of your career, right? And you're getting better, right? You just came off a regional win this weekend, correct?
Yep, number 14.
Wow. So you're bowling really well right now. So is that a little bit of a knock on the PBA, just saying like, hey, there isn't enough money and there isn't enough like future in a career as a professional bowler to support my kids and my family? I mean, is that fair to say?
You're asking me?
I'm asking you, man. I'm not asking Mike.
I wouldn't knock the PBA by any means. They've given me so much over the last 9 to 10 years that I wouldn't put any knock on them to say it's anything to do with money or anything has to do with that. They're on the up and up since Valera bought them, since Fox has gotten the Fox deal, and things are looking brighter than they ever have. So there's no knocks on the PBA or anything that has to do with money.
Okay. But can I have to ask this, right? I have to follow with this to that answer.
All right.
If the money was better, right? Let's say that bowlers that are finishing in your position, and just to throw out some stats, 2019 last full season, right? 28 events, 16 cashes, 10 match play appearances. Okay, 44,000 for that year, right? Let's say that number, Josh, was closer to 100,000. Would it be a little bit of a different story?
Yeah, it would be a different story.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So like, because one of the things that we talk about a lot here on the show is just that it's great if you're really successful, right? And you're winning a lot and getting a lot of those opportunities. But if you're somebody who's either middle of the road or even outside that top rung, it's tough. It's really tough out there, and we try on the show to get that across to people and explain to them how tough it is. And quite frankly, I'm not going to congratulate you on retiring. A lot of people were congratulating you today. I'm not going to, because no, seriously, I don't look at it as a positive thing. I look at it like, no, a guy like you who is as accomplished as you are in the game should be able to go out there and really make enough of a living where sacrificing that time with your family is worth it to you. Right. And that's a problem in the game. And listen, I'm not going to drag you into a conversation about it, but I'm going to put it out there because I think the fact is, if somebody who is able to perform at the level that you're performing, and let's be honest, this guy is one of the best bowlers in the world, Rob, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Top 20 in the world, no question.
No hesitation, no doubt.
Right. Okay. And so
yeah, for sure.
When you have somebody who's top 20 in the world, it's something that they do. Come on. I mean, it's got to be better than that. So I totally feel you on that. I don't think anybody would look at it sideways if you were to say that's an issue. And if they do, I'm here to put them in check. So let me know. They can line up right outside, and we'll have them on too. So do you have any plans going forward? I'll be honest, I heard a couple rumors about things. I don't know what you want to put out there or not put out there. Do you have any plans going forward?
Rumors. Mike's hearing rumors, Josh. Mike is hearing rumors. Oh God, I don't even want to know those rumors.
I have plans for sure. and my daughter.
Yo,
Say hi.
what's up?
Yeah, I have plans. Nothing that I can publicly say right now, but
Okay.
there is something in the works right now, and a future awaits me. Thanks, Max. Future
it.
awaits me within the bowling industry. I'm not gonna leave the players or leave the industry. So that's the positive. I'll be sticking around for as long as my heart desires. I've done this my whole life, and I want to make sure I can give back to future generations and the bowlers that are currently bowling right now, and only see it get better, as Mike would say, and hopefully that we can look 10 years from now and somebody in my position maybe has that opportunity to be in the top 20 and still making 100,000. And I hope I can reach that goal with my next venture.
Well, I mean, shit. Listen, 100,000 to me is on the low end. I want to see. I'm serious. I want to see those guys making 200,000, 300,000.
I agree.
So-
I agree with you, man.
So, question: are we still going to see you pop in for like a major or like Masters, U.S. Open type? Like,
Is
I'm
this
gonna try to-
is this a semi-retirement? There's a lot of semi-retiring going around. I'm not going to name names, but there's a lot of semi-retiring going around. That's a good question, Rob.
It's that's a good question. I'll try to compete in maybe one event a year. It's not going to be something where I compete in 5 or 6 events a year. It might be one event a year, and some of the local stuff. I might bowl a couple of the events we have here locally, but I will not be 5 or 6 or 7 events a year on tour for sure.
Okay.
Mike, he's going to be beating up on the locals. The locals were probably excited that you were
I
retiring.
gotta be Jacob. I gotta be Jacob first. He lives in the city.
Oh, Jacob is king local, isn't he? He bowls like
Yeah.
the handicap king of the hills on like Friday
He
night.
bowls league 5 nights a week. So he's ready to go.
League.
All right.
Yo, I love it. I love it.
All right.
League 5 nights a week, handicap king of the hill Friday night, Saturday morning. Dude,
Yeah,
the kid's
exactly.
a beast. He's a tank.
Yo, listen,
Yeah.
if somebody like Jacob Buttriff ever showed up to my league, I'd flame him. I'm serious. I'd flame him so hard he'd be walking out of the building. I'm not even.
How do you think he got so good though, man? He bowls every day, dude.
I
That's-
understand. But you get to a certain level. Come on. Yeah.
No, what do you
shouldn't
mean?
be
What do
there
you?
with the house hacks?
No,
shouldn't
I
be
like
there
the
now.
grind, man. I like the grind.
Okay.
I like it.
That's what makes this show good. We rarely agree on anything. So. You know,
Oh yeah,
that's
I
where
know.
entertainment
Yeah, we
comes
agree
from.
on what color shirt to wear though. You know?
True. So, Josh, somebody is mentioning in the chat, and I wanted to bring this up as well. You're already in the bowling business, are you not? Don't you own a shop or two out where you're at?
So I used to own 5 pro shops, but last year I actually sold them all last year. So I've been a year out. Are you showing my book? Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that. She knows what's good. She knows what's good. Make the plug. Make the plug. That's right.
I sold them last year, so I'm about 12 months out of the bowling business. So I actually have no ties within the bowling industry besides professional bowling up until today when I announced my retirement.
Okay. All right, so there you go. We set things straight there. Are you still bowling the PBA League coming up next week?
Subscribe to my channel. That's what she watches. Unspeakable on YouTube, and that's all they say. Subscribe to my channel. That's all
Oh
she
my
ever-
goodness!
Subscribe to my channel, Unspeakable.
Okay, all right. Listen, I'm familiar with it because I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old,
Exactly.
and we had to limit YouTube, and now my 4-year-old calls it bad YouTube.
Yeah.
He says, can I watch bad YouTube? I'm like, no bad YouTube.
Yeah.
You still bowling the PBA League or what?
Yeah. I'm leaving
Okay.
Friday morning. I'll be at the PBA League, and then I got the Chameleon Championships to bowl in terms of the World Series. And if that goes good, then I'll be in the playoffs, and I'll be competing in the playoffs.
Okay, so you're still finishing out the 2020 season, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just looking
Farewell
to
tour.
move forward. Okay.
Farewell. He made the
Farewell.
announcement so he could wave to the crowd that's not going to be there for a send off. You know.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what are your thoughts on bowling the PBA League outside of Maine? I'm not really, and I tweeted about this. I'm not really too excited about the league this year. It just doesn't feel the same. So, I mean, your thoughts on like not bowling in Maine?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot different. Obviously, when you thanks, buddy. Obviously, when you draft a team, you draft them based on where they've been in the experience and if how they're going to thrive in that environment. And then you take that environment away, and now the draft becomes completely different if you had known about that beforehand. So I think bowling in that environment is going to be like bowling league a little bit. It's going to be quiet. You're going to have to maybe high five your own team or knuckle your own team or whatnot. So we will see how that goes, but it's going to be a completely different feel than it was before. I know I don't care if you were a 20-year vet or a rookie. I know your blood was pumping when you were a Maine. I know, Rob, you were there last year, but that environment will just get your blood pumping even if you're not throwing a ball. So to not be in that environment.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, they're all about the plugs. I love it.
Oh, man, she is all about it.
Subscribe to my channel.
Dude, we gotta get them to promote Sweep the Rack.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Listen, after we're done, we're gonna hit you back. We're gonna hit you back and record a video with them promoting the podcast.
She'd be good at it. So I think it's gonna be just a different feel. I think all the players are gonna be a little set back at first, but once everyone gets comfortable, then it'll be the same as normal once we get going. But without those rowdy fans in Maine, it's gonna be a lot different.
Okay. All right. So you heard it there. Josh, the book, promote it.
Yeah.
Your kids were promoting it. Promote it. Let the people know.
Yeah, Bowling Energy and Motion came about 2 years ago. Bowling psychology book. I wrote it with a good friend of mine who's in the golf industry, sports psychology. But it's just about the mental game of bowling. Nothing about physical in there. So if you're looking to get a straight swing or do any of that, then it's nothing about that. Stop. It's got a workbook in there, so you can kind of just fill out questionnaires about yourself and learn a little bit more about yourself and help to improve your mental game.
Okay.
Dude,
all
that's
right.
awesome.
And you know, are you still promoting the companies that you're with?
I'm still promoting them up until after my last ball is thrown, whatever time that is or day that is this year in the PBA. After that, I'll be parting ways with all the companies I'm associated with.
Okay. All right. You guys heard it. Listen, Josh, good luck, man. I'm not going to say congratulations, but good luck. We know, as you said, there might be some news down the road in terms of what your plans are and what you're doing. We want to welcome you back anytime, to chop it up and talk. Come back. Once you're ready to announce those plans and things are solidified, come back and let us know, man. We'd love to
I'll make
check.
I'll make sure to hit up Rob since he's the only one that can get me on the show.
Yeah, I'm everything goes through me according to Mike. So, I'm the Sweep the Rack filter. But Josh, we appreciate it. It must be nice to retire at 33. You're probably going to move to South Florida now. Join a condo
I'm gonna move around like you
association.
do. A new state every 3 years.
Hey, can't say I haven't seen the country.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway,
Well,
we'll
guys,
see where I end up.
Best of luck with the podcast. I know I've listened to a bunch of them, and it's always entertaining to listen to you two bicker and the guests you got on there. So I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yo,
I appreciate that.
Your kids will be the most entertaining part of this podcast tonight.
For sure. Absolutely.
No question.
I'll make
Absolutely.
sure to get him a plug on Sweep the Rack for sure.
True.
All right. Cool.
Take it easy, man.
All right. Thanks, Josh. I
All right,
appreciate
guys,
you.
thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so Rob, thoughts?
Man, I was surprised. Surprised wasn't even like the word because, we talk about it all the time about the people that are in the middle of the pack, not middle, but aren't in the top 10 or top 5, right? How are they making livings, right? How are they supporting families? And he's got, 2 kids and a wife. And you said it, we talked about his earnings, $44,000 last year. Probably, I would imagine COVID probably had like the pandemic and all that, maybe had something to do with it.
That was from 2019.
Yeah,
that's why I used 2019 because 2020 is not even a complete season.
Right. So like you start wondering, like as a father and someone who wants to support, and bring home like, money and bring and give a good life for your kids, you start questioning like, hey, is this a career that I want to pursue? Is this something that's going to give my kids a great life? I'm going to be on the road half the year. I'm gonna, I'm not even making enough to probably support my travel expenses.
Right.
The bowling ball companies, a lot of these players that are right on that aren't getting they're not getting big deals, right? They're getting small deals.
I mean, you heard him say he owned 5 pro shops.
Yeah, and he sold
Can you imagine what it's like to be running a business with 5 locations, right? And you're bowling on tour, and you have a family. I mean, that's a lot, man. You know, it really is. Now, like I brought up the 2019 money list. He was 20th. He was 20th on the 2019 money list. You know, with 40,228, and I guess the other earnings that we saw there were probably from regionals or something.
Yeah,
but.
Like Robert in the chat, Robert Hamilton had a good point. It's like Josh Blanchard retired, Simonelli retired. Robert, don't forget about Mike Fagan. And Mike Fagan was, dude, he was the top 5 or top 10 player for years. And he was in his prime, and he's in great shape. It wasn't like he was injured or he retired, right? I mean, there's a lot of players that should be on tour who should be top 15 or top 20 that have stepped away from the game. Not including a lot of players that were never on tour, Mike.
Right.
That should have been on tour for, you know, that could name a million top amateurs that never went on tour that should have been on tour because look, it's not a smart career move. You have to be a top 5. You have to be a top 5 or a top 10 player, Mike, or else you're just going to be, or if you're a single guy that has no commitments and no family or no wife, no kids. To me, you could make it on 40-something thousand a year if you didn't have bills or didn't have like a family to support or college, right, to save, or like you have 2 kids. It's not cheap by any means, right?
No. And listen, Josh is a great guy, right?
He's a great guy. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even really know him personally at all, but you could just tell he's a good dude, right? Like even the way he dealt with the thing he became famous for with the falling on the lanes.
We didn't talk about.
I wasn't. You know what? I didn't even want to ask him about it. Everybody.
We will though.
I'm not going down that road, especially on a day like today. But anyway, he is a good dude, right? And you know, he wanted to. You know, he didn't want to say some things, right? And that's okay. That's fine. Like I understand, but that's why we're here, right? And I'll say it, like if the money was better, this wouldn't be happening. You know, if the money was better, this wouldn't be happening. No, let's not even talk about other professional athletes. My goodness, you know that's a big reason. Honestly, Billy, that's a big reason why it's hard for me to believe that there's not more interest in bowling because bowlers are out there trying to earn their living by performance, right? Where a lot of athletes today, regardless of how they perform, they still get the money. You know, I would think that would be another advantage that bowling has over sports like baseball or basketball or hockey or something like that. But you know, obviously, it hasn't played out that way. But yeah, Rob, listen, if there was serious money out there, you know, we wouldn't be seeing this happen. I'm going to go a step further and say, and I don't really know what his future plans are, but you know, is it fair to say that like he's taken a big step away from bowling in general? Like sold 5 pro shops within the last year. Now he's retiring from the tour, says he's only going to bowl a couple events. So like that's a huge transition there. No?
By the way, you want to talk about selling a stock at the highest point? Selling your 5 pro shops before pandemic, right?
Man.
Could you? I know. Like talk about selling at your highest point. Yeah, I mean, look, like when you have kids and you have young kids, like, and it is a valid point. It does make complete sense. You don't want to be on the road. You don't want to miss them growing up. There's probably a lot of opportunity for him in the bowling industry somewhere where he's able to maybe only travel a little bit and still be involved in bowling, still be, doing what he does, but being home to, see his daughter's first sports games or dance recitals and not missing that and helping his wife and look, just being a father and supporting. So we'll see. I'm sure he's got a good opportunity lined up. I'm imagining he didn't just leave the tour without having something lined up. So
true.
We'll see.
All right. So Rob, let's keep it moving. We got a lot to get to tonight. We appreciate Josh joining us for sure. Let's do some news, right? Let's do some news. Let me do my regional report. I know you hate talking about regionals, but let me do my regional report here.
Sure, go ahead. I call it the Mike's regional report, so I'm not involved.
It's my regional here. Can you hear me typing on the keyboard? Can you hear me typing? It's my regional report. Okay. So we just talked to Josh, and as you mentioned, Rob, he won a regional this weekend. That was the PBA Bolero Linwood Northwest Open in the great state of Washington. And Josh Blanchard was first. Cameron Weir second. That's a name I haven't heard for a while. You know,
Yeah.
he's hasn't been around for some time. Then you got I believe it was an amateur, Duncan Whitaker third, Robert Robinson fourth. Shout to those guys. Pancaked in between Josh Blanchard, Cameron Weir, and AJ Johnson in fifth, and Michael Tang in sixth. So a lot of talent at that regional for sure. And then you had the PBA Liberal Kansas Southwest Open. I didn't know there were any liberals in Kansas, so that's an interesting name of that tournament. But Dr. Barnes taking down the regional, smacking the young guys around, Rob. Smacking the young guys around. Okay.
Still got it.
Second was Francois Laveau. Third was Sean Maldonado. Fourth, Kyle Duster. Fifth, AJ Chapman. 11th place. You ready for this, Rob? Are you ready for this? See, this is why I checked the regional results. 11th place at this regional. None other than Mark Williams. The Mark Williams.
Yeah.
SS next to his name. Super senior. Okay.
Get out of here.
If somebody was at that regional, I need a pic. Does he still have the hair? I mean, do you remember that hair?
That
do. Hair was something from another dimension. I swear.
It
was something. And then 29th place, I got to give a shout to our guy, Rob, giving a shot in the regional. Our college correspondent, Alex Sorge, 29th place in that regional. So shout out to Alex out there.
Look at you, still getting some shout outs and finishing in 29th.
Well, that's how, I take care of other people around here. Yeah. Okay, that's my guy. Hulk Smash, I hope you ain't talking about my guy. Hulk Smash. Come on. Especially under the burner. Why do all the burners love this show so much? It's crazy. You know what it is, Rob? You know what it is? It's because there's people in the bowling community who want to watch the show and get involved, but they don't want anyone to know that it's them. It's okay. We understand, guys. We get it. Okay. Some news, Rob. Some news. You want me to start or you want to start?
You could start.
Oh,
talk about Smallwood.
Somebody's predicting Brad Miller will be the next person to retire. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'd be surprised at that one. He seems to really.
He was on the Beef and Barnsley show yesterday. I was watching. I like to talk about that a little bit, Brad Miller, because he made a tweet, but nobody knew what his tweet was in referencing to about Rhino, and you commented, and it was a big topic of conversation on the Beef and Barnsley show. And
was it?
Yeah, because he made a statement that Rhino Page was the top 5 all-time lefty, and Stu was just roasting him. And everybody in the chat was roasting him, including me, because Stu literally, in a matter of 30 seconds, named like 5 lefties that were better than Rhino in a matter of like 2 minutes, And then he just kept burying himself, and then they had a big argument about if Jesper was better than Rhino, and Stu was like, it's not even a question that Jesper's better than Rhino, and then Callahan was in the chat, and Callahan was say he put all of his money on Jesper, and then they started arguing, and it was a pretty good show, Mike. It was one of their PBA League review shows because they had Brad Miller. So if you go check that out, man, I enjoyed it. I was working and I had some downtime, so I put it on one of my monitors here, and got involved in the chat room. The funny thing is, there was also a comment that Brad Miller made about how he mentioned Nicole, that they said that they should set up a podcast booth so they could let Beef and Barnes do their podcast show from the PBA League. And then I responded on our account and was like, maybe she'll let us set up shop. And everybody, and then Stu was like, that ain't happening. And I was just dead laughing. It was pretty funny. So you guys check it out, Beef and Barnesy. And don't forget, that's exactly, but Parbone, Johnny Petraglia, there was so many lefties that we were talking about. Anyway, I digress.
News. So let me get into some of the news that I want to highlight this week. And we just do any bowling news around here, Rob. We don't even care. Whatever we see, we'll bring up. Rob, the Cake Boss. You guys all know the Cake Boss, Buddy Velastro.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. I know.
He's got the show. Yeah, so he almost cut his hand off in a bowling accident, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah. His
Uh,
bowling lane's in his house, I guess.
yeah, he must
So he
have
was getting a
bowling lanes in
re-rack.
his house.
He was getting a sweep in the back, and the pin was jammed, and and he reached in and
Yep.
dude,
And
cake boss.
some part of the machine impaled his hand.
I know.
Okay, he
This
had to
thing.
go and have emergency surgery. Okay.
I know.
Let's see. I'm reading from TMZ. Okay, that's what we're
Yeah,
getting
I
into
read
now,
it.
Rob.
I read it
All right,
earlier.
it says the famous baker suffered the gruesome injury Sunday while spending some quality time with his family in the bowling alley in their home. Yeah, it must be nice. A rep tells us there was a malfunction with the bowling pin setter, a problem the family's had in the past, and usually a common fix, but not this time around. We're told Buddy tried to release a bowling pin from the cage mechanism, but his right hand got lodged and compressed inside the unit. His rep described what happened next this way. Unable to remove his hand, Buddy can see a 1.5-inch metal rod slowly and repeatedly impale his hand 3 times between his ring finger and middle finger. After more than 5 minutes, Buddy still couldn't get his hand free from the metal rod jammed through it. His rep said his sons, Buddy Jr. and Marco, rushed to the garage for a reciprocating saw to cut through the metal rod and finally got Buddy's hand free. Man.
Dude, that's sad. The guy he makes that's his living, his hands.
It's crazy.
It's sad, man.
How does that even happen? Is there anybody in the chat that kind of explain how that could happen? I mean, it said
Don't know what you're doing.
Common thing. Yeah, but it said it was a
Just
common thing.
Yeah, but look, like I've been behind the lanes before, and dude, I'm not about to get it in a machine if I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not about to stick my hand in that machine if I don't know what I'm doing.
True.
Honestly,
Okay, so we wish the Cake Boss a speedy recovery, though. But
yeah,
all
maybe
right,
we'll get him on the show.
True. I know. Yeah, if he's got a bowling alley in his house, maybe we will. I know you had a story you wanted to share as well.
Oh, yeah. So I was, man, I'm like completely drawing blank. The video, Sports Illustrated, right? Posted it on a bowling video that my brother sent me, actually, Dave, where Sports Illustrated never gives bowling any kind of like promotion, right? They never market bowling. They never, I never see anything they do with bowling. Maybe every once in a while you see a little article in the Sports Illustrated about like Stars of Tomorrow or something that actually gives a national promotion. Sports Illustrated dropped on their social media a person of a kid bowling, like an open bowler, just like a college kid having fun, where he throws a shot and he does some kind of like cartwheel or some kind of like spinny loopy thing while after he throws it, and then he makes some kind of pose where he's just like this and he throws a strike, and Sports Illustrated put that on their social media. And it's
Right.
like, dude, it's like shit like that why bowling never gets any like serious promotion, and why bowling always is considered a joke from like people outside of the bowling world, because you have main media outlets like Sports Illustrated that aren't like taking the sport seriously, right? But they'll take some bullshit sports that have not, like, other than bowling, like God knows, cornhole or whatever the hell, like sport, like darts, they'll take that seriously and they'll put some serious shit. But bowling's always a joke to them. I would love, and I would challenge someone from Sports Illustrated to come on the show and talk to us and talk to them about bowling and show them how great of a sport it could be and how challenging of a sport it is. And I guarantee you that one person in the Sports Illustrated like corporate is over a 175 average as a bowler themselves, but yet they put joke bullshit fucking sports like videos like that so people could laugh at bowling and make a joke about it. Anyway, pissed me off. I sent it to you because I'm like, Mike, I want to talk about this on air, because this is just one of the small things why bowling, doesn't get the main sponsors that it should, because of bullshit sports main media outlets like ESPN and Sports Illustrated not taking it seriously. My piece is done.
Fair enough. Next piece of news, last piece of news, Tom Smallwood signed with Motive, Rob.
Where else was he going to sign?
Well, Storm.
I mean, it was either there or Storm, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what happens when you have 3 bowling ball companies. Honestly, and I don't want to
True.
hear about the 9 labels that Brunswick, the 26 brands of Brunswick, whatever it is. Like it was either Brunswick, Storm, or Motive, right?
Right, but he had left Brunswick. He
He
had
left Brunswick, so it was either Motive
and
or
listen,
Storm.
I want to say, like, him signing so quickly with Motive kind of makes me rethink some of the information that came out when he left Brunswick. It seemed like it made like a mutual parting. I think if it was a mutual parting, you might not see such a quick signing from somebody like him. But yeah, listen, I think it also reiterates how important a ball contract is. And I'll say this, Motive is signing a lot of people lately. And I'm wondering, Rob, and this is just a theory that I'm putting out there as a fan, because we get no information about these ball contracts. So it's all speculation, right? But they're signing a lot of these people, Rob, who are coming off of, non-renewed contracts for whatever reason from another company. Do you think they're getting them cheaper? Do you think it's like almost like a bargain situation? Because I don't know. I have a hard time believing that a company like Motive would have such a large staff, if the numbers were that high. So I'm thinking, like, if these guys get released, are the other 2 companies that are still out there, the possibilities, are they trying to snatch guys up for as cheaply as possible? Being that there aren't many options.
Well, 2 things why I think Motive is a good fit for Smallwood. But to your question, I feel like if Motive was smart, they would sign these bowlers for high incentive deals, right? Because you know what? Like the incentive contract is good for the bowling ball companies, right? Because you're not going to lock in you're not going to sign a Tom Smallwood for $100,000 a year, right, as a salary. You're just not going to do that, right? But if you give him a really good incentive contract where you say, look, we'll give you this amount of money every show appearance, or we'll give you this amount of money every time you do a clinic, or and you give them incentives so that they are able to make shows. I feel like that's where there's going to be a big incentive contract. And Phil, that was my next point.
Yeah,
Tom Smallwood is a Michigan guy. He's born Saginaw, Michigan, right? And he's Michigan through and through, right? Well, we like to call him a Michigander. And Motive is based in Michigan. Their corporate is in Michigan. Their manufacturing plant is in Michigan. I believe it was actually the old Brunswick plant that shut down in Muskegon, I'm pretty sure. So perfect fit, right? You got your King Michigan, the Michigander himself, Tom Smallwood, representing a Michigan-based company. And that's why I love Motive. I support Motive because, look, like any company that manufactures their product in the United States, like Utah, like Storm, deserves a credit as a company for employing Americans and keeping the manufacturing in the States. So I like Motive, dude. They're a good company. They're
not for the people we're talking about, homie.
Dude,
not for the people we're talking about. I mean, maybe for your patch pirates.
Hey, FYI, Hulk, that's cheaper.
Ball.
That's cheaper than what EBI pay the staffers pay for their bowling balls. So FYI, that's actually a pretty good deal. If I can get
we're trying.
Dude, if I'm a staffer for Motive and I could pay $65 for an Alpha or Jackal Flash that just came out, dude, it's beautiful. Yo,
our special co-host says he knows numbers. I don't know.
Send him the invite. Send him the invite.
Son Butler, you got my text number, so you could just hit me on my phone right here if you want, and I'll just say the information from an anonymous source.
Motive. So let's see what happens. But I'm pretty sure. We're curious to see how he does with it. But look, Tom Smallwood's a player, boy, and he's gonna. If he could strike with a lot of I've seen this guy strike with like 15-year-old green combat zones and run over tournaments. Tom Smallwood knows how to make his balls work. He's that kind of player where it doesn't really matter what company he's on. He's going to find a way to make a major show every so often and win a title every so often. So maybe he might win more now. Who knows? But I wish him luck, man. I love Smallwood. and maybe I'll try to get him on. He's a friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. He's beat me up in the amateurs forever when I bowled out in Michigan. So
they all have a lot of patch pirates. They all
yeah.
have.
Speaking of patch pirates, speaking about patch pirates, there's your patch pirate right there. Hey Jeff, man, appreciate.
You know what
watching.
I hate Mondays because it's Motive Mondays, and my social media feed is filled with people throwing horrendous shots with Motive bowling balls. Not you though, Jeff. You throw it good.
I will throw a shout out to Jeff though. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, a good plug. His bowling ball reviews are probably the best bowling ball review videos out there because he gives information and he's not out there like trying to sell you a bowling ball. He's just giving you the info and he uses it on tough shots. He gives layouts. It's very informative. It's good stuff. You know, unfortunately, he's not able to give other reviews for other bowling ball companies. I kind of like to see a comparison on a lot of bowling balls. So, but yeah, check out his YouTube channel, man. It's good. It's good bowling ball review videos.
Okay, Rob, we get to the meat and potatoes of our episode tonight.
Yes.
It's already been a good one, right? Now we got like the main course for the people. And that's because live bowling is coming back. And bowling is coming back to Flow Bowling too, okay? Starting 9/26 this week, later this week, all right? Bowling is coming back to Flow Bowling on 9/26. And then starting on 9/27, bowling's coming back to FS1. And it's 9/27, 9/28, 9/29, and 9/30 live bowling on FS1 all those nights. Now, somebody asked earlier, is it going to be available on Fox Bet? I don't know. That's the big question. Where's Tom Clark? Where's Coley? Where is everybody on this?
Undercover Boss.
Right.
They're too busy filming Undercover Boss.
Can we bet on this? Can we bet on the team thing? Let's go.
Can we bet? Can we bet if they're going to have bets?
Right. Okay. Rob was on Twitter trying to get me trolled by Barstool again, setting me up, saying maybe Barstool Bets will take bets on bowling. So I put it out there. Maybe douchey Barstool Carl wants to make that happen through Barstool if he's got so much pull over there. But listen, if they allow us to bet, Rob, the corp will be in action, no question.
Okay, well, let's talk league though. Let's
do it. You're not excited about it. Do you want to start there? You want to talk about that first? All right, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, first off, and anybody in the chat room, I would love to know this. How many of you out there actually know before Mike gave the dates and the times of when these shows are going on air, what teams are bowling, who's on the teams? How many people even really know any of that information? Honestly, like, look, I'm a big bowling fan. And I watch bowling. I mean, I'm not a fanboy like you. I love calling you a fanboy, by the way. And I don't even know like a lot of like what the information is. All I'm saying is the PBA has. And look, I love the league. I was there. I went there in Maine. It was awesome. I love the idea, but there's no marketing behind it. There's no advertising. They have all these live shows coming up. There hasn't been any hype. There's no promotion. There's no marketing. There's no advertising. There's no commercials. There's no, social. Look, if I'm the PBA, I'm going to set up some kind of like hype show, like a weigh-in, right? Like UFC has. Maybe, bring it like Barnes. What we have the PBA is relying on the Barnes and Beef show to do league reviews. They're relying on us to do review shows. They shouldn't be doing that. Bolero should be putting money behind it. The PBA should be putting money behind it. And there's no updates on anything. And all of a sudden now I'm gonna want to watch 4 live shows just because bowling is on live TV. Like it's ridiculous. Like this is a big deal. Like there's a lot of players that are risking their lives to go and bowl the league right now. And the PBA has done an absolute shit job promoting these tournaments. Really. I want to see some hype. I want to see some advertising and marketing behind it. Why? Where is it? Mike, I don't know. I'm supposed to be invested in these teams and these managers and these shows for what? Because Flow Bowling puts out a couple of articles and a couple of videos every couple of days.
Okay,
I don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah, we discussed it last week. If you joined us there, Les, we discussed it last week. So you're going to find out about the poop in the boxes in the back.
Wait.
I think
It's
it'll be
definitely the
pretty
beef,
fun.
and but like I call it the Beefy and Barnesy show. Like
Yeah, you terrible son.
Barnesy
So-
and Beefy. I say Barnes Beef. Oh, he doesn't like that I say. He doesn't like that I say Chris Barnes is okay.
Come on,
Sorry,
get it
Stu.
right. Get it right, will you?
Apologize, still. Yeah.
Put some respect on these men's names, all right? All
Anyway,
right,
I said
so
my piece.
now listen. I'm not going to say that the PBA league is perfect. Okay, I have a lot of issues with the PBA league. I think that they need some revamping. They need to reconsider the cities really being involved so much with the teams. They can get rid of the celebrity owner nonsense because that's not really a part of it anymore. But here's the thing, Rob. It's been a while since we had live bowling, right? We got a little taste of it during the summer in some made-for-TV stuff that I wasn't too much a fan of. Then we had some regular format stuff that was all right. Okay, this is this is real bowling. I mean, this is Baker. It's a great format. It's a team format now. I'm disappointed that it's not Maine, and I'm disappointed that there's not going to be fans there. I'm concerned about the product that's going to be put out as a result of that, right? What I would like to see happen, what I think would be interesting is can the PBA put up some money for these matches so they can put on the screen, hey, this match is worth $2,000. The winner takes away $2,000 or something like that. Okay. So I'd love to see something to make it a little bit more interesting. The money I don't believe is that great. I'm not sure what each player gets. Somebody was asking that. Maybe Stu can comment on what the top prize might be if you win the PBA league. But I'm a little bit concerned about the product that they're going to put out on TV with the no fans and maybe like the lack of a serious competition here. It's like, we discussed it before. It's more of like an exhibition, but let me be clear. I'm happy that bowling's back on TV. I'm really excited that the international guys are able to come back over, bowl on TV. We haven't seen them. They weren't available for a lot of the events previously. We know that they're going to be taping a lot of shows
I'm simmering right now.
To finish the World Series and the playoffs, like 12K for the winners each. All right, so that's okay.
That's some money.
I'd like to see that somewhat higher just to increase the seriousness of the competition, right? It's going to be on the players. I mean, I'm going to appeal to Stu and the other players, and it's up to them to put on a good show.
Okay,
I text a player today that I was talking to, and I was like, listen, good, safe travels, good bowling, but put on a good show. Make sure you put on a good show. So hold on, let me finish. I hope we can bet on it. I hope we can bet on it. All right. That's really going to impact how much I'm going to enjoy it. Okay. But I am excited for bowling to be back. I am. So I will be watching. I will be tuning in. It's live bowling. I just hope we can bet on it. And I hope that they're able to produce a good product. Go ahead, Rob.
I hate the happy to be here mentality. I hate that. Just happy that live bowling's back on TV. It's like, I just hate that mentality. Put a good product out there, Mike. Really, what should have happened is they should have, instead of filming 5 live shows or whatever it is, they should have filmed 4 live shows, and they should have filmed 1 live show before it starts, maybe tonight or maybe this past weekend. Call it an odds show where they have on the managers and they put it on Fox and they introduce the teams and then they introduce the odds, and maybe they ask, maybe they have media there, or they get a bunch of questions and people ask, and maybe there's some shit talking with the managers, or could bring the captains on and stir some shit up, man. But so it gives me some kind of motivation to watch it. And what now? I just got to sit there and watch live team bowling with no fans, and just because I want to watch live bowling? Mike, there has to be a reason for the fans to want to watch. And yes, betting is a good one, but also get the players emotionally invested in the teams. I don't like it, the fact that every city always has a new team essentially every year, where they get to keep 3 players and then 2 are different. I think they should really consider keeping the same 5 players on every team every year, and maybe switching 1 or 2 people off and on. Just because at least my team, if I'm a Brooklyn guy and I love the Brooklyn Styles, at least I know my 5 guys. These are my 5 guys. I'm going, they might suck and they might finish last every year like the Jets do, but this is my team. Like, and I love my team and I love my players. And, but imagine if your team, you're an Eagles fan, imagine every year, your quarterback was Carson Wentz and the whole team was different. I mean, you can't get invested in your team, Mike, but you have the same coach every year. Well, not the Jets, but, you have the same coach and mostly the same players, right? Except for a few people that get traded every year. But yeah, they dropped the ball on the marketing. They're not very good at it, and they need a marketing genius like me or you to come on there and show them what's up and how to promote an event.
All right, so listen, we'll agree to disagree on that. I'm going into it with a little bit of a different mindset. Like I said, I do hope that we can bet.
Yeah, but it's not like it is. It's not like it is, but it's a one piece here. Look, when you have a team of 12 or 11 people for an NFL team that are on offense, 11 that are on defense, 22, and then you have a bunch of rosters. But the stars are normally there. Like the head coach is there. But bowling is only 5 people. Basketball is not like that. I mean, yeah, you bring in everyone every once in a while, but the Lakers and a lot of the teams are the same base, right? And I guess maybe I don't know. Look,
I love it.
No,
I love it.
I don't know.
It.
But here's the thing, Stu, is like I don't even know who's on these teams. Like, and there's no promoting behind it. There isn't.
12K a man, Joey. 12K a man, Joey Bell-Bottom.
What has the PBA done to market this? What have they done, except for push shit on their social media? What?
And a lot of the stuff on social media has really been by the players. I think, honestly, the players have been tweeting a lot about it. All right, so can we move on? Can we do a little preview of the PBA league here? Can we be done with your ranting?
Oh,
okay,
we have to do this.
Right. Yeah.
We just do it like a flat 10 or something.
No, here's how it's going to work. All right, there's 2 divisions. There's the Anthony division and the Carter division. I'll give you the teams in a minute. All right, qualifying and the seeding round. All right, and the qualifying and seeding is separate for the divisions. Okay, so that's going to take place on 9/26, which will be what? Today's 23rd, so that's Saturday. Yes. So Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. it'll be on Flow Bowling. I can tell you right now, it's not going to take that much time to bowl these qualifying rounds. Like I've seen a Baker team event qualifying round, and it's the quickest qualifying round in the history of professional bowling. I guarantee you that. So I don't see how it's going to take up 5 hours for that day, but it'll be on Flow Bowling anyway. Okay, and then they're going to rank the teams in both divisions based off the qualifying, and then bracket play works where you have to win 2 Baker games to get a win. If it goes 1-1, there's a roll off. All right, the quarterfinals of the bracket will be on 9/27, so that's Monday. No, wait, is that today's 23rd? So Thursday's 24th, 25th, 26th. I don't know. I feel like I have that wrong. I think the finals are on Wednesday, 9:30 is what they said, unless they had their dates wrong. Nonetheless, quarterfinals are 9/27, 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. Semifinals are 9/28, 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. And the division finals is 9/29 at 7 p.m. So then you'll be down to the 2 winners of the divisions, the Anthony division and the Carter division. And the finals is going to be on 9:30, 7 p.m. And this year it's going to be best of 5. Okay, and I like that. The last couple of years it was have to win 2 or it's a roll off, but this year it's going to be best of 5 Baker games, 7 p.m. FS1, 9:30 will be the final. So a lot of bowling though. I mean, a lot of shows. So it's nice to see that. You got picks, Rob? You want to do picks? You want me to give you the team?
Sure. I mean, I'm going with the Strikers because is that
Did
yeah?
you put that up already?
I already did.
It.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that I'm going with Bill's team, Bill, Duke, and Tommy, and Brad Miller.
So you're just going winner of the whole thing. All right.
That's
so
who
can
I'm
I give
picking,
you the divisions? Let me give you the divisions though. So the Carter division, we'll start there, is the Strikers. All right. The Hitmen, the Atom Splitters, the Styles, the High Rollers, and the Fury, which is one of the female teams. Okay. So, Rob, you already said you expect the Strikers to come out of that division, yes?
Dude, anybody with Bill, Tommy, and Norm on the same team, and they've been bowling with the same, core since I think this league actually started. I'm not going away from them.
Listen. I want to do this. I've told Rob.
I don't think we can do it.
Rob is like he's kind of against it. He doesn't think that the people want to see that, but I'm all for it.
I don't think we can. Can we? Can we do a stream along for a live show? We probably could, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the PBA would like censor us for showing it or whatever, or FS1. I don't know.
That'd be awesome. That'd be good controversy, though. That'd be good.
Yeah,
That'd be good negative publicity.
Especially if we're betting on it. Oh my God, that would be such entertainment if we're betting on it.
Yo,
Holy shit.
I guarantee you that we'd be more interesting than the announcers they're gonna have doing it. No, I don't want to say that. I like Randy.
True. All right, so I'm going to take the strikers from the Carter Division 2, Rob. I'm going to take them. Obviously, Bill's our boy.
Maybe not Mike is the fifth, but definitely me is the fourth.
Okay. I'm going to take the strikers from the Carter Division 2. Let me give you the Anthony Division. All right,
Okay.
It's the Kingpins, the Muscle, the Portland Lumberjacks. That's the only city I'll recognize as Portland. Portland Lumberjacks, LAX. The Wave, which is the female team, and the Brew City Ballers. Now, just to remind you, Rob, the Brew City, I'm going to take the Brew City Ballers here. And if you remember, the Brew City Ballers were the team that there was a lot of controversy around in the draft. That's the team with Sean Rash because Amleto Monicelli let him go for the first pick. So they have Rash, they have Simonelli. So I'm going to go with the Brew City Ballers to come out of the Anthony division. Who you got there, Rob?
I'm trying to figure out if by you naming the teams, you have it in front of you, so I don't really know. Is the AJ Johnson's team? Because I know we kind of shit on them during the draft. Is he in that division? Because that's what I'm going with.
No, he's in the other division. It was the High Rollers. That's Amleto Monicelli's team.
I'm gonna go with one of the female teams then. What's the female team?
The Wave.
I'm going with the Wave. Is that Danielle McEwen's on that team?
Yeah. So the Wave is Danielle McEwen, Dasha Kovalova, Clara Guerrero, Liz Culkin, and Missy Parkin.
Ooh, okay, Clara's on that team too. Clara and Danielle. Oh, that's my team. I'm going Miami. Wait, I might actually get a jersey, honestly. Clara, Missy, Danielle McEwen, sign me up, man. I love that team. I'm on that team. That's a solid team.
You're wilding, son. You're wilding.
I'm going with the Waves. Yeah, Rob, me too. Waves,
okay, here's what I'm going to say. If we're allowed to bet, here's what I'm going to say. I will definitely be picking one of the female teams in an upset at some point. Okay, I'll put it out on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at the 215th. I already had a bet this year where I picked Clara Guerrero over Jacob Buttriff. Okay, so I will be taking an upset here again if they let us bet, and I'll put that out on Twitter. Now to win the whole thing, Rob, who do you got? You got the Dallas Strikers, obviously. Okay, yeah. I'm going to take an upset here, and I'm going to say the Brew City Ballers are going to win the whole thing. I said it back then. I'm going to say it again now. I think that Amleto Monicelli set up the Brew City Ballers to win this league. They got Sean Rash, they got Ryan Simonelli, they have Dick Allen, who has a lot of experience in the league and is a former MVP, I believe. They got Chris Sloan, who definitely has some attitude, which I like, and Zeke Bate, who's solid. So I'm going to take the Brew City Ballers, all right, to win the entire thing. Rob's got the Strikers, so we'll see how that comes out. But listen, again, to review, I believe I want to double check here. I want to double check on Twitter that I got the dates right because I looked them up before the show, and now none of them are really making sense. Let me see here. Here we go. Bracket play will be televised starting 9/27. Right, so 9/27 is when the shows start. Right, that's the quarterfinals, and that's 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. Then 9/28 is the semifinals. 9/29 is the division finals, and 9:30 is the Elias Cup finals. And I think, Rob, that 9:30 falls on a Wednesday. I think September 30th is a Wednesday. It's next Wednesday. So the finals are going to be on right as we're on. So if we could figure out a way to get them up on here and watch it with the people, So yeah, that would be
Yeah,
interesting.
I could probably get
Sir,
it.
sir, I have way more than one correct bet all year. Okay, I have one really expensive wrong bet, which it was the right bet, but it didn't work out, and that was Kyle Troop against Pete Weber.
IQ
But-
Emerald.
Okay, so yeah, listen, if we could figure out a way to broadcast while that final show is on, I know Rob probably doesn't give a shit, but I'd like to do it. I think it would be good. I think it would be cool. So maybe we can try and figure that out. But Rob, remember this, people. We both got the Strikers going to the final. Rob's got the Miami Wave going to the final. I got the Brew City Ballers going to the final. Rob's got the Strikers overall, and I got the Brew City Ballers overall. Okay, so remember those picks. All right, Rob, we're getting ready to wrap up here for the night. Okay, we got to do football picks. We got to do football picks here. So
Yeah, they're pretty
Rob,
good.
Rob won week 1. Okay, Rob won week 1. All right, he went 3-0. His picks were the Packers -6, the Jags +9, Seahawks -4. I went 2-1. I had the Packers -6, the Falcons +4, and the Vikings, who let me down, +3. All right. So you want me to give my picks first for this weekend, Rob?
Sure, I got my picks.
Okay. Here's what I got. I'm riding the Falcons again. I think the Falcons, even though they had a devastating loss against the Cowboys, okay,
It was bad.
They're putting up a lot of points. They've been playing good offense. Their defense has some issues. I'm going to take the Falcons -3. Okay. I'm going to take Seattle -5. And I am going to take the Chiefs. I believe it's against the Ravens. And I believe the Chiefs are getting 3.5 points in that
Dude,
game.
that's a great game. That's going to be the game of the weekend.
Yeah, so
Chiefs
I'll
Ravens.
take you give me the Chiefs in 3.5 points. I'll take the Chiefs in almost every situation there. All right, so
Ooh.
I got Falcons -3, Seahawks -5, Chiefs +3.5. Who do you got, Rob?
I'm picking the Niners over the Giants. I think they're only giving 4 because of all their injuries. I'm still taking the Niners to beat the Giants. I still think the Niners are just a better coach team.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Raiders +6. I think the Raiders are playing the Patriots. I think the Patriots are underrated this year, to be honest with you. I think overrated, I think. And I think the Raiders are underrated. And I'm going
They
to
look good
take
on Monday night. Raiders look good on Monday night, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's funny because I wrote down a team and I can't read my own handwriting.
It's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm taking the Cardinals -6 over the Lions. The Cardinals, to me, could get to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, they look
Seriously.
good. I thought
They're
about that game too. That game too. 6 points was a lot to me though. Detroit looks like they're in trouble for sure though. So,
Patricia sucks, dude. They
yeah, I don't disagree with your picks there, but all right.
Yeah.
So you got some, for entertainment purposes only, as we always say. So you got our picks there, Rob. We're gonna wrap it up for the people. You got any final thoughts or what?
Yeah. I hope you prove me wrong on the PBA League shows coming up here next week. And I know Stu is listening. Stu, talk some shit, dude. Seriously, like get in some. I know you're a very good shit talker. So I want to see some. I want to see some emotion. I want to see some shit talking. I feel like
The problem
to
is though,
me-
it's got to be genuine. It's got to be genuine, and like it's just not.
oh, Stu's genuine. It isn't, but you know what? Like
But most of them are.
most of them manufactured. There's only a few players that are able to talk a little bit of shit, and really do a good job on it. And Stu's one of them. Barnes is a good one too. Barnes knows how to talk a little shit. So yeah, I hope you prove me wrong. I'll check out. I don't think I could watch all of it, but I'll definitely I'll definitely check in every once in a while, especially during the match play portions. I feel like to me that's going to be the most interesting part of it when they bowl match plays. So people, look, it's still bowling. Check it out. I'm not as excited as I normally am for it, but I hope I'm wrong. Which I tend to be a lot.
Okay, my final thought is shout to Josh Blanchard for joining us tonight.
Sure.
Good luck to him in his future endeavors. I want to appeal to the PBA to let us bet on this event. Fox bet, please.
Please, God.
Let us
Please.
bet on this event, please.
Please.
Barstool Sports, somebody said, let us bet on this event. Let's tweet at them, guys. Let's get out there. Get on Twitter and tweet at them. Let's get some lines up on Barstool Sports Sportsbook app. I'm down for that. Okay.
Please.
I'm also, my last point here will be to appeal to the PBA, and I know this is unlikely to happen, but appeal to the PBA to let us watch the shows they're taping live for the really hardcore fans. We're going to find out about the results anyway. It doesn't matter, and it kind of affects the way we view that product that comes out later. So, yeah, that's it for me, Rob. I want to wish everybody a good week. Hit us up, right? Rob, we got our first Hoss Tank contestant today. I had somebody hit me up, and tell me they want to come in the Hoss Tank next week. So I'll let you know who it is off the air. But next week we'll have the Hoss Tank for the first time. You guys need to bust out fantasy football locks. I don't do fantasy football. I gave up fantasy football a few years back.
My sleeper of the year
for straight betting on football games. Okay,
DK Metcalf.
Done with
That's my guy for this year, dude. Steal 4th or 5th round, man. DK Metcalf. He's a must start.
Let me tell you my last fantasy move. Okay, I was in a league that I got asked to fill in for somebody right in the last second. I showed up to the draft. It was a keeper league. I drafted Lamar Jackson. Okay, the year before he blew up, I drafted Lamar Jackson. I did not get invited back to the league the next year because the person who I was filling in for came back. That person got rid of Lamar Jackson. Somebody else picked him up, and that person who picked him up won the league last year.
Of course.
So what does that say? If I would have got invited back, I would have kept him, and I would have won the league. So you might have to pay for my fantasy advice, as a matter of fact. So you get the games. That's enough from us. All right. We don't have much more for you there. Hit us up through email. Hit us up on social media. Enjoy the live bowling that's going to be on. Let's support the PBA one way or another. Don't let Rob's curmudgeon ass talk you out of watching some PBA bowling. And, hit us up. We'll be tweeting during the shows and checking it out. And if we're betting, forget it. I mean, I'll be on fire if we're allowed to bet. So let's hope we're allowed to bet. Everybody have a good week. Take it easy. Rob, take it easy, homie. Always good. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Later.